MissSoulless, and today we are playing the second part of the Last Door series. Let's get into it. Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Whew. Okay, back into the pixel action. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. I don't even know what this is. Give us each our daily bread. The Bible verse. Give us our sins, for we ourselves forgive our doubters. I guess. Oh, and lead us not into temptation, and deliver us from evil. Amen. Let's skip quote the raven. Nevermore. Tell me, where are you? What do you see? I see grayscale. I see a body. Shit. Sorry. That was blinding. What is she doing? Get closer. Get close to Anna. I'm pretty sure that was Anthony. God, quit doing the flashes to white. It hurts. It burns. When I count to 3, you'll wake up. 1, 2. Dear God, now 3. Now wake up, wake up. You can now rest now, Mr. Divide. That'll be enough for today. Are these sessions really necessary? I am confident that this is the best course of treatment for your symptoms. Now, did you ever see him again? Saw it. What did you see? Can you describe it? Looked like an eye. It was an eye, perfectly rounded and dark, deep and empty, accompanied by the most horrifying, pain-filled scream I've ever heard. Inside, a complete darkness where an evil dwells deep below. A forgotten fear for human reasoning and undoubtedly still rests deep down inside our being. In my case, that fear has already been awoken. Jesus Christ. I can understand why you are disturbed, Mr. Divide. With your permission, I would like to consult on your case with a colleague of mine, a man I've known for many years who is more versed in modern psychological practices. My mic's blocking the words. I think his knowledge and expertise would be very helpful in enabling us to understand your condition. If you think it would help, Doctor, I believe in your hands. The agony grows increasingly unbearable. If you believe this man can help me, I welcome his aid. Thank you, Dr. Wakefield. I bid you a good evening. My nose. Anthony, my friend, what really happened to you? How could you have let your wife Anna die so awfully? These doubts consume my soul. I hardly remember the time we spent together as schoolmates. I confess that beyond your enduring friendship, I can recall little of those years. Were your words a result of an increasing loss of sanity? In your letter you wrote that someone awaits me, a warning to ward me from the genuine danger, or merely the ravings of a brilliant mind addled by insanity. Something stirs uneasily within my heart. I will not rest easily again until I go back to the boarding school and find out what secrets may lie within. Farewell, Mr. and Mrs. Beechworth. Rest now in peace. Chapter 2, Memories. Well, an old damaged mailbox. There is a letter inside. Dear Matthew, it has been several months and I still have heard no news from you. My brothers insist that you have abandoned me, but I am sure you remain true. I know that you are never to do that to me, for I know your heart and honesty of your eyes. I got this address from a hospital in London and pray that it reaches you safely. It's That if that's the case, I want you to know that I will always be waiting for you. Forever yours, Juliet Holloway. Okay. Walking. Angel Gabriel, the school's emblem. I remember it being very pristine, but it looks neglected and dirty now. What's this? Stone. Okay. Going that way. Coffin badly finished. Is in a hurry. Good evening. I'll be running this. Indeed, is a good evening. My name is Divide. I didn't know there was a cemetery here. My pleasure, Mr. Divide. I'm Frank Baldwin. Don't ask me why, but Monsignor especially ordered to bury the corpses here. Why? He ordered you to bury corpses here? Why, I don't understand. What is there to understand, Mr. Divide? God has forsaken this place. Ah, you don't know. He had there to take care of patients. I'm an old alumnus. I used to attend the school. It's been a long time since this is a boarding school anymore. The building is now used as a nursing home to run by nuns. A former student, eh? I never heard anyone in the village speak fondly of the school. They said it closed nearly overnight, though nobody knows why. Not a lot was known about it. Excuse the interruption, Mr. Baldwin. I'll leave you with your work. Have a nice evening, alumnus Divide. So this school is in Scotland. I can't do a Scottish accent, especially in that voice. I'm so sorry. I probably butchered it. Please don't hate me. Old fishing net. I'm gonna just say that he's British. So I'm just gonna do an American accent. Yeah, okay. So that's just a thingy-ma-bobber. A thingy-ma-doobie. Thingy-ma-bobber. Old graves arranged randomly. Recently dug grave. I want you to walk through. Man. Let's go to the door and see what beholds. And I got a snap. Oh, hello. Pardon, excuse me, sister. Good evening, sister. Good evening, I'm Mother Elizabeth. What brings you here, Mr. Divide? I'm a former student of this boarding school. As you can see, Mr. Divide, this stopped being an academic institution a long time ago, and is now exclusively dedicated to prayer and the well-being of the patients under our care. I see. Even so, may I please to... Mr. Divide, I am afraid that we are too busy to start wasting time talking about past issues. In addition, there is little to say. We sisters arrived after the boarding school had closed down. Everyone but Monsignor, of course. Monsignor? Exactly, but you didn't answer my question. Why have you come to this place, Mr. Divide? I'd prefer not to talk about it. To be honest, I prefer not to talk about it. I couldn't tell you why this place is so important to me, but it is. A lot. Well, I appreciate your honesty, Mr. Divide. I'll allow you to stay around here. I hope I won't regret my decision. Don't worry, Mother. Thank you. Okay, let's go upstairs. That's not upstairs. I'm an idiot. Doctor? I'm sorry, I'm not a doctor. Pay him no mind. He has been delirious for some days. I'm Miss Mary Vinge, and this is my brother Matthew. Juliet, why have you left me? Why don't you answer my letters? My letters? You see, the poor man is still obsessed with his wife. He won't accept that she left him months ago. My poor Matthew. I'm very sorry, Mrs. Vinge. I hope he recovers. Thank you. I got a letter for you. Mr. Vinge, I think this letter's addressed to you. Oh, thank you. Leave it to me, if you be so kind. As you can see, my brother is too weak to read it. Well, Matthew, let's see who has written you. Oh, it's a letter from our mother. Dear Matthew, I hope you are recovering. I wish that your beloved sister and you come back home soon. She's obviously making it up. My letters, all the letters I wrote to dear Juliet. You never posted them, but why, Mary? Why would you do such a thing? How could you be so cruel? I had to do it, Matthew. You refused to see how inappropriate a match she was for you. Her only interest is marrying someone of our status, of our family's status. I was for your sake I did this. I did it to protect you from that woman's treachery. No, you only thought about yourself, of your vanity. I can't bear to look at you anymore, Mary. Leave me. From this day forth, you are no sister of mine. You dare banish me? I who have stayed by your side all through your illness? Very well, Matthew. You will have it your way. I will leave you, and then you will see how very alone you are. Farewell, brother. That was sad. Thanks to the Lord that you have come to reveal my sister's cruelty. Please, take this coin as a token of my appreciation. It is my lucky coin, though I hope it serves you better than it has myself. That's sad. Weird tales. What happened to you? Rhythmic sound like breathing, but when? Last night. You guys can read these. I don't really honestly think it's too important. This seems so important, though. Please, someone, pity. I am sorry. I am sorry you cannot be here. Is there some way I can help? Don't worry about it, sir. The Lord looks after each and every one of our patients. He will provide you with all the help you need. If you wish, you could pray there next to our statue of Our Lady. Don't you think she is beautiful? The Virgin listens to those in need. Statue of the Virgin Mary. I think that's the door to the outside, so I'm just gonna unlock it, make it a little easier on myself. Let's go in here. I will take the music box. Ooh. Dear brother, I have received your letter and I'll try to write you more frequently. I hope you are studying a lot and you feel comfortable there. We miss you a lot. When are you coming back? Father is in bed with a fever and I do not feel very well, but I'm on medication. Today is my birthday and I'm feeling blue. It's a quiet and boring Sunday at the village. Mom is going to cook a lemon cake as those that Grandma used to make. I wish we could eat it together. Right back soon. I'm looking forward to knowing how you're doing, what you're learning, how is Scotland, and so on. A big hug. I think about you a lot. Your dear sister. No idea who that was for. Father Ernest seems unusually troubled today. Several times he paused abruptly in the midst of a lecture for no reason, even during his favorite class of theology. Today Father Ernest was very irritable. Collins made a comment and was expelled from class for it, and even Dwight was admonished just for reading a philosophy book. Oh, Father Ernest doesn't turn his ear towards me. My father will be disappointed if I fail to get good marks. It was a very disconcerting to see Father Ernest enter class so pale and sweaty. In the middle of the lecture, he stumbled, dazed, and had to sit. Father Eugene taught our theology class today, even though he doesn't know the subject matter as well as Father Ernest. When we asked him what had happened to Father Ernest, Father Eugene told us that he had taken ill. What worries me is that now Father Eugene is also starting to look unwell. It's been a month since we last saw Father Ernest. We're told that he's still sick, but if he's so ill, then why hasn't the physician come to treat him? My studies are flagging, but I have to take it upon myself to read on my own. I hope this helps, as I must succeed in spite of the problems happening around us. It was announced this morning that the school is to close. None of us know why, and we can't get a straight answer from the facility. They each dodge the question, and I am starting to think they may not know the answer themselves. Their anxiety is palpable, though they try to hide it, even a calm face. But what about Father Ernest? I hear he alone is to remain after we vacate the premises. Oh, there's a picture. It's a graduating class. Father Ernest, Anthony, and some has been scratched out. In death there is hope, at death there is life. One must seek the true nature to understand the nothing. It looks like it's been there for years. Huh, okay. That looks suspicious, though. Let's continue on. guess we'll go upstairs. I don't think we can get in there with her there, so I'm not gonna bother. Good evening, sister. Sister? All this suffering, all these tears, all our prayers unanswered. What do you mean, sister? All these years, entrusted to the Lord, praying, looking for a sign, for something that can give me strength. Every day I hear them cry, pray, scream, and die. And what for? Where are you, Lord? Why don't you answer me? So we can go in the normal person's way. Lord works in mysterious ways, or maybe there is no Lord. I'm going to go my way. Maybe there is no Lord, sister. What should we do then? What is our living purpose? I can't go on, not like this. Excuse me, sir. So, what's that? Syringe of flasks, morphine. There's morphine. Got morphine. I don't think I can... What is that? Okay, so that's covering up something. Sure. Ooh, shiny. Oh. I have an idea. Let's see if it works. Oh, what a beautiful melody. It reminds me of my youth when I was vibrant and full of purpose. I knew my path then. Oh, may God bless you. For you have given me the sign I was looking for. And away she goes. Okay. Try that. There we go. There's nothing to impede the water system. Nah. Okay, let's go see if we can flush down that shiny object in the bathroom. Washroom, I should say, because there's no toilet to be seen. It's just washroom. Okay, let's turn that on. And away the shiny goes. Yep. Grab it. I got a teardrop. I have an idea. Let's try this. I'm going to be mean. I'm going to be a little bit mean. This only if my idea works, though. There we go. Oh, our mother is crying. Oh my Lord, what does it mean? What have I done? What have we done? So easily fooled. You must help me. What can I do? What's wrong with you? There was a little time. I tell them about my pain. I describe the unbearable and endless pain, yet they do not listen. They pass me by without even looking at me. They say what they're praying for me, but it does not cure my ailment. But sir, I know. But I beseech you, you will be saving me from horrible torture. I'll be eternally indebted to you. I understand. Your request is terribly hard for me. I guess I could find the courage to help you. I understand the magnitude of what I'm asking. God bless you, sir. I don't know how I can show my gratitude. What I need to do is, without the nuns noticing, to try to get an amount of morphine enough so that I can embrace the deepest of dreams, and in that way stop the rhythm of my heart. Time to go get the morphine. Let's hope it's enough to stop his heart. Kill him, basically. Dun dun dun. There's a note on the bed. I'll read it. Baldwin lies. Excuse me? Burb! Hello! Tell me about Monsignor. I can't rightly say. After all these years, I've never seen the man. Who knows? Maybe he doesn't exist. I should let you back to your work. Good evening, little man. It looks like it's toolbox. Something useful in it. Let me try something real quick. It might take a bit, but... back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Ah, there we go. New text? Yes? Yes. Tell me about Mother Elizabeth. She's pretty strict, I can tell you that much, Mr. Devine. She don't think she very much likes me either. Tell me about this place. Well, the construction of the building was ordered by an... It was the place where I was born and raised, one of the biggest cities in Scotland. And take whatever that is. City King's Chapel Tower is the highest point of the city. Oh, you seem distracted, Mr. DeVite. Oh, don't worry about it. Get back to your work. Goodbye, my friends. Never shall we see each other again. I don't know. I'm weird. Burp. Boink. The darkness of his eye. His body is petrified. It looks like sheer terror on his eyes. And there she is. Okay, I'm going to go around front because I think I can get through that door now. Why am I? Ah, key. Yep, locked. That helps. Flashback. Don't look into his eyes. Because dwells in his eyes the deepest darkness. Oh, this is memory. Come here, my son. Did you think you could hide these books from me? They are just classic literature books, Father. Socrates and Aristotle. Silence. Instruments of falsehood, you'll mean. Fallacy is coming from the snake. Now, son, get on your knees and raise your arms. Apologize to the Lord. Pray to the Lord. Ow. Malamancy. No. Of Eye of the Bird. Oh, Jesus. Huh. Lord, your eyes burn me. I don't deserve mercy nor forgiveness. O Lord, have mercy on my soul. Who are you sending me? Is death to whom you are handing me over, as my hourglass already ran out of sand? Father Ernest. Ernest, I haven't been many years since I last heard that name. Since, oh, I see. Father, I'm here to be able to remember. You have to help me, I beg you. Please, entries, petitions, praying, torment, expedition, pastimes bring us fortune and pain. Father Ernest, I was one of your students. One of my old students, you say. That's only the Lord who teaches us. We all must follow his ordinance and disciplines. Get closer, son. Come pray next to me. He's blind. Glory to the Father, and the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it is the beginning, is now, and ever shall be. Now, my son, tell the Lord which one is his voice, the sharp sword, the wise quiller, the delicate petal. Sharp sword? Yes, that's it, my son. The Lord with his sharp sword transmits us his wisdom, his power, and his punishment. And now, my son, tell the Lord which one is his holy path, the wise virtue, the endless blame, or the blessed penance. Endless blame? Yes, that's it, my son. Nostra Cupla infinitus est, and it always was and will. And now, my son, tell the Lord who you are, the faceless pilgrim, the gate guard, lost seaman, lost sailor. Yes, that's it, my son. We all live lost in an endless ocean of sin and blame. Now leave me alone. I have to purify my soul. I want to read that. Dear God in heaven, I feel for you. Your light is in my eyes. It will burn. I will burn them for you. Dear God in heaven, I feel myself in you. Your eyes are in my soul. I will burn it for you. Dear God in heaven, I feel myself in you. Your sword is in my hands. I will burn them for you. Dear God in heaven, I hate myself in you. My blame is in your heart. I will burn myself for you. Well, his eyes are gone. I want to say he's like royally fucked up, so... Old razor blade. Covered in blood. Hey! Okay. I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, I'm going to cut the tapestry with this razor blade. Perhaps. Ah, there we go. I made basically a carpenter's knife. Or most people call it just a razor blade. And a handle, basically. And finally, our expert on philosophy, Jeremiah DeVite. Oh, so his name's Jeremy. Shows up. Where were you, my friend? We've been looking for you. Well, as I was saying, tonight is the perfect moment for our next meeting, but I suspect that someone outside our group is secretly surveilling us. Who is it, Anthony? My dear friend, it's Professor Glynn. Do you mean Father Ernest? Certainly, no doubt about it. Therefore, dear colleagues, I have decided to change the venue for tonight's meeting. Have you noticed the lounge behind the small door of the dining room? I have believed convenient. To borrow the key for our necessities, you already know at 12 o'clock you'll find the door opened and I'll be inside the lounge. That's it, my dearest colleagues. Vinet nis quith sicet. I have no idea what that means. I'm going to have to look that up. So there is another memory. That's his old bed. Time for a nap. I thought I heard him snore. Oh, God. Got this. Mr. Rabbit was jumping through the forest in a warm spring afternoon. Ah, Jesus. You got a story. A story within a story. When going through a bush, Mr. Rabbit ran into Mr. Wolf, Mr. Vulture, and Miss Snake, who were having a heated argument. Sorry, Mrs. Snake, I guess. Mr. Rabbit curiously asked them, Dearest, what are you arguing in this beautiful and cheery spring afternoon? Mr. Wolf answered politely, What we are trying to decide is who of us will have the pleasure of eating you up. That's fun. Mr. Rabbit, really scared, said, But I don't want to be eaten. I want to live. I don't blame you, Mr. Bunny. This is creepy. To which Mr. Snake answered, smiling, That's impossible to happen, Mr. Rabbit, since we all, both you and us, are going to die sooner or later. Don't you think? there's people standing. Mr. Vulture added, Miss Snake is right. We should stick to the issue at hand. It's getting late, and you see, we do not agree. Do you want to help us decide, Mr. Rabbit, who you suggest as the one to eat you? There's people in the windows. I don't like it. After thinking about it for a while, Mr. Rabbit came up with an idea and carefully said, I got it. Why not organize a race? The first who arrives at the forest clearing will have the privilege to eat me. No doubt Mr. Wolf can run at high speed, but Mr. Vulture can go flying and avoid any obstacle, and I'm sure that Mrs. Snake knows all the shortcuts within the forest. I guess the competition is balanced. What do you think? The three predators agreed, and it was fair, so they started the race, and they quickly disappeared. And clever Cottontail went the other way, right? Mr. Rabbit, happy to trick them, started running in high speed in the opposite direction of the predators who, eager to prove their worth, didn't realize the trick. Mr. Rabbit was far away from there, and he finally felt safe, happy, and proud of his cunning, but suddenly there was a loud bang, and the earth shook. Frightened birds flew, and everything went dark. The end. Oh, Jesus Christ. Running away, running away, running away, running away. An impossible love. There was something I kept for myself for a long time. And the thing is that I love you. I have always loved you. Since the first time I saw you, since the first time I felt your frozen hands. Each time I move away from you, I miss your glassy, empty, dead eyes. I miss your rough hair, your gray skin, your stench. But our love just can't be. It's an impossible love. I told you that red rug was a special Well, let's go. Yep. Ugh, horrible stench. There's something down there. Oh. Did you see it? Did you see it? It was there, just in front of me. He was screaming. Let's relieve your pain, my friend. And he's dead. Rest in peace. I wish I could. Ah. This is where we held our little meeting. Punctual as always, Divide. Now all that remains is to introduce our guest. You may come in now, Professor. Father Ernest. Do not worry, my friend. I invited him to join us this evening. The professor gently shares our curiosity, and who better to complete our group than one of the most renowned theologists? Moreover, we mustn't ban those who are willing to explore beyond the veil. The moment we have awaited has now arrived. Please, all of you, take a seat, and we shall begin the procedure. Soon shall the door be opened, and then may we finally see what lies beyond. Now I ask you to close your eyes. You will feel a momentary prick as I inject you with the serum. What? Excuse me? I didn't sign up for this. Oh, Jesus Christ. Even after all these years, I have not forgotten your voice. You are the fourth witness. I remember. I remember now what happened. What is that we saw? The eye of the bird, Malaminsi. What happened to us? What is it that we witnessed? You must tell me. You must make me understand what my mind cannot fathom. It was our curiosity that damned us. We opened which should not be opened. In doing so, we shorn the veil that separated our world from his. In seeking vision, we were ourselves seen by the eye of the bird. The eye of the bird saw us. It remembers us. It looks for us. It calls us from the dark nest, from its abominable lair. All these years, I have attempted to return to it, but I have no strength left. These poor, wretched creatures are too frail. They lack the sight to return. Not one of them has returned, only us, the 4 witnesses. Who are the other 2? Where are they? They disappeared as you did. I haven't heard from them, any of you. Whatever seized by curiosity, it consumed with my faith and deprived me of my sanity. O Lord, forgive me, for I have sinned. Nothing remains. All that is left is surrender. Surrender to him. Gravely we sin, and now our only absolution is to burn. To burn in the flames. Well, there's that last bit of his little thingy. That's gruesome. Even if it's pixelated. Excuse me? He hit me. Am I being buried alive? I'm being buried alive. Well, if you ever want to know, now you know. Oh dear God. It's horrible. Yep, I'm buried alive. Great. Chapter continues in chapter 3. Well, that was anti-dramatic. So that was chapter 2. I think I have more questions now than I did in chapter 1. So we'll continue to chapter 3 to figure out what the hell goes on now. Honestly, don't know how that's going to happen because we're underground. We're 6 feet under. And I'm pretty sure we're not dead. So, if you want me to continue on with the story, big old thumbs up. Comment any suggestions that you want me to play after this series, during this series, whatever. Any game that I haven't played already, let me know down in the comments. Let it be a simple point and click, super jump scare, or maybe it's something off of Steam, because I do have a Steam account now, MissSoulless. It's easy to find me, really. But until next time, guys, of the next chapter or whatever I make, have a great day and a beautiful life. Bye!